We get across tonight. Joining me now, Sky News political contributor, the wonderful Chris Uhlmann. Chris, welcome. I want to start tonight with an early discussion about something that will be ubiquitous in a couple of years' time. It's already here. It's going to grow and grow and grow. And of course, this is artificial intelligence. A few stories around in the last couple of days. One is which the Business Council of Australia, they're warning the government not to get too heavy-handed, not to drown it in regulation. They want artificial intelligence sort of unfettered, because they want innovation, they say. However, today the new Science and Industry Minister, Tim Ayres, he has signalled the need for regulation, and he sees a very strong role here for the trade unions. Have a listen.
The Australian challenge is to lean in and to adopt artificial intelligence to lift productivity and living standards, to deliver investment in infrastructure and capability, and to protect our security. So I'll be looking in particular at how we can strengthen worker voice and agency as technology is diffused into every workplace in the Australian economy. And I look forward to working with our trade union movement on all of this.
Now, I tend to agree with the Minister here and the unions on this. I worked for Richard Alston at the time the internet arrived in Australia, and there was a whole debate, this is the late 90s, early 2000s, about the government stepping in and putting some sort of ring fencing, some regulation around the internet. Now, that was screamed at by business, and the government rolled over. It didn't regulate the internet. It agreed that it should be as unfettered as possible. And I think we'd all agree now, yes, there's been a lot good with the internet, but it's also brought us a lot of harm. And I think with AI, I don't want to end up doing what we do with the internet and outsourcing the whole thing, indeed our sovereignty, to all those billionaires in Silicon Valley.
Oh yeah, Peter, we're told this is a workplace revolution, right? So there should be some workers involved in this revolution. And the thing that I've noticed about ChatGPT, which I began looking at last year, is how rapidly it has acquired more and more knowledge and how useful a tool it's become. And you can see it replacing a whole lot of white-collar jobs down the track. Now, I've heard everything from it will be a workplace boon to the fact that it will be Armageddon. Let's assume that we can't know the future and it might be somewhere in between. And assume also there will be benefits and there will be costs. Well, we should be trying to measure those things. And I think government policy should be trying to make sure that we get more benefits than costs out of this. My fear, though, Peter, is that policy will lag a long way behind this technology. We will be racing to catch up.
Yeah, we know China is so much further ahead than most Western nations. We also know, Chris, and this is to your usual issues that you focus on, energy, it needs gargantuan amounts of energy. It's not going to survive AI in this country or flourish if it's just a bit of wind and a bit of solar. This is why America's going back with 3 Mile Island into nuclear. But again, what worries me, let's say it replaces, as Dick Smith once said to me, about a third of the workforce. What do these human beings do? Like, where is the dignity of their work every day? What's their purpose? How do they earn money? Are we supposed to just have everybody or a good third of the population on the dole? I mean, these are, I think, some of the challenges that we're going to talk about. I feel like we're just being hit with AI and we're scrambling, behind trying to catch up.
I think scrambling is the word, and we have seen what's happened when you outsource blue-collar jobs, right? What happened to men in the 1990s who were bounced out of a job. They were told there would be new jobs, and in fact, none really came along, and a lot of them went into disability pensions and were very, very disappointed with the way that both major parties essentially backed that in. And then guess what? There are all these people voting for one nation, and everyone wondered where all these angry white men came from. The same thing happened in the United States on a much larger scale. Now those who are in white-collar jobs may well face the same kind of crisis. So we absolutely should be having a conversation about this. I don't know that we'll be having one that's fast enough to keep up with the pace of change.